mark where we need to drill the holes for the PVC for our fake wrought iron fence.
She's got wild card builds helping her today too.
Yes,
so.
wild card builds is helping me out. Thank you, honey.
She kicked me out of my garage.
So we've found the center point of our first board, and we're measuring about 1 foot from for each hole. Measuring from the center. Okay. And once we get that drilled, that'll be our template board that we will use to drill all the rest of these. There's 24 of these bad boys. 24! So now, we're going to make sure that those are centered by using a fast square. Tell us what you're doing, babe.
I'm just drawing a line across the boards. That way we've got a nice reference line this way. Get the center line going that way. Mark the center. Make sure all your holes are in the right spot.
Okay.
So, don't record me doing math. God, bless. So 2 3/4, half of that's 1 7/8.
Are you sure?
No.
I didn't think so.
1 3/8 maybe. Yeah, 1 3/8. So about right there. Let me get an actual tape measure.
That looks pretty center.
Yeah. Pretty center only works in horseshoes and hangnails.
It's Halloween, babe. Last year, he griped at me all Halloween season because I was trying to be my perfectionist self. And then this year, he's like, it's gotta be perfect. Man.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up. So 2 5/8. What's half of 5/8?
That's a fraction.
Yeah, I'm aware.
5/14. No, 5/16.
Yeah, 5/16. So
Yeah.
it's still off by 1/16 an inch. Math is hard.
Math is hard. Pay attention in school, but not Common Core.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So now we've got our measurement. And once we get it once, we know what it is from now on. What is this, 5/16?
Mm-hmm. 5/16.
So in case you don't know how to read a tape measure, that's 1 chick over the 1 1/4. Right there.
Yeah.
And Lisa was nice enough to buy one of these dummy tape measures that has all the measurements on it, except for 16ths.
Sorry. I
Okay.
have 15 million tape measures. I can't find but one.
I've got a lot from when I was a fabricator, but you've thrown them all out. So.
Me? This is your mess. This is all
Hey, the world
your
doesn't need
mess.
to see my mess. Come on now.
He's got his toys. Okay. Now we drill.
Now do that about 145 more times, and we'll be good to go.
By the way, we're using a 7/8 inch paddle bit. To give our 1/2 inch PVC pipe enough room to fit through the hole. Good job, babe. I'm so glad that you helped me with this.
Well, you know. What kind of guy would I be if I didn't help my wife?
Says the man who in July called me a weirdo for wanting to start Halloween projects.
Well, you are a weirdo. I'm not going to argue that, but I love you and I support you and I help you. So let's make sure that our PVC fits.
Ooh,
Perfect.
Perfect. Yay. By the way, this is PVC we're reusing from last year. Actually, I had that fence for about 8 years. This time we're using treated lumber, so it should last 20.
And whose idea was that?
That was yours.
That's right.
That was yours. So now we have our pilot board made. Is that what you call it, babe?
Pattern board.
Pattern board. Yeah, that's it. He is clamping it down. Do keep in mind when you're using treated lumber fence posts, or not fence post, pickets, fence pickets, they're not exactly straight when you buy them, so even though you're ripping them, they're still not going to end up straight. So what he's doing is he's just going in the hole that he previously drilled and drilling through the other board. Quite successfully, I might add.
And I didn't get to be in on the planning stages of this very much. A Forstner bit would probably be a little bit better than a paddle bit, but the paddle bit will work. Just keep in mind that if you are going to be doing a lot of these like we are, a Forstner bit is going to cut a lot easier, a lot better, a lot cleaner. You're not going to have as many splinters in your fingers after the day is over.
Do you have a Forstner bit?
So we may end up only doing a few of these tonight and going back to Lowe's tomorrow and buying a 7/8 Forstner bit.
Okay. All right. So we only have to do that 24 more times. Actually, we got 2 out of the way. Just 20 more times. Don't spill my it's alcohol abuse.
Oops.
Hey. Okay.
5 minutes.
All right. We'll do this and we'll get back with you. All right, so now that we've got our holes drilled in our 1x3s that we ripped out of fence pickets, it is time to start putting together our fence. Now, let me show you what I got going on. So this is the PVC pipe from my old Halloween fence. And I'm going to use this as a template for making new ones out of these lovely PVC sticks. They will all match up and be the same. So, really important for uniformity if you're putting a fence together, I think. So, okay, let's get started. That one had a ton of ants in it. Yikes. They're crawling on me too. Great. Okay, so it's time to cut our PVC sticks for our fence that we're expanding. And I've got 6 rails, 6 pairs of rails, so I've got to have 42 PVC sticks, which I only have 10 sticks here. They're 10 foot long, so I'll get 3 out of each one. I do have 2 left over from years past, so I'll be reusing those. I'll have to make another trip to Lowe's, but I already planned on that today anyway. So what I've done is I've got my miter saw set up here, and I've made, let's see if I can show you this, a temporary backstop, because sometimes you got to work with what you got. So I've got this cardboard box and I've clamped it down to a stool, and it's just the proper height so that the PVC can butt up against it. And I'm just going to set that so that it is the exact length of this PVC, and then I don't have to measure anything, which would be great, because I'm a big fan of work smarter, not harder. All right, so needs to come this way. cut so much. This should be about right there. Okay, so that's perfect. Just cut my PVC up against that, and we'll be ready to go. All right, here we go. See how this works. I may have to get something to hold it up on that end, but that's gonna work perfectly. All right, here we go. First one. Yay. See how that matches up? Perfect. Awesome. Work smarter, not harder. Alright. Well, that was quick. Like I said, good thing you wear your eye protection. You do not want PVC up in your eyeballs. Or your cleavage, really, but oh well. All right, let me switch things around, and I'll start nailing these together, and then we'll go to Lowe's. You want to go to Lowe's? You want to go to Lowe's? You do, don't you? Yes. Let that dry, and then off camera I'm going to do the rest of them, and when it gets time to start aging them, I'll bring you back on board, all right?